Alright, just a little bit of a warning here before we begin the video. We're going to be going over the ending events of Book 2. I'm going to be showing my hot takes that I did when I went through the story mode, and then, well, we'll worry about the rest. So, stick to it, guys! See you at the end of this little reaction thing. Well, you killed off the best sister waifu that you could ever really have. Seriously, what the hell? How's Leigh gonna be able to handle this? But, you know... Goodbye, Leigh Jarm? Leigh Jarm? I really have trouble saying your name, but I loved your personality. Meanwhile, I'm incredibly glad to see that Veronica has made a very, very fun friend of her own. I mean... I mean, this is the perfect matchup. Happy little girl with, evil little girl, but, they seem to be ready to die, so that's a plus. Well, by the end of it, at least Hellbindy shows up. Hellbindy? Hellbindy shows up to save the little girl. At least I think it's Ilger and not Veronica, but I could be wrong. But hey! Oh. Wow. Yeah, there's Bruno, guys. He finally showed up. It's nice to know he, exists, I think. And we have your sister. She was really worried about you. Alright, I'm just gonna spoil. Leigh tries to kill herself. Doing the exact same thing her sister did, but, hey! Best sister doesn't want that for you. What a surprise. I feel like we're on an episode of Intervention or something. And Leigh just starts crying. Okay, time for the final showdown. Hey, sir, how you doing? Well, he's dead now, friends. Well, and that's the end of our story, gentlemen. And ladies, of course, too. Well, Reed now is gonna be king, which is great. Fjorm is going to be traveling with us. Because apparently she's poisoned and slowly dying, so we've learned a lot of things, friends. We've learned about friendship, we've learned about trust, and now we're going to be learning about the implications of death. Yay! And grief, my favorite. Okay, so no. But Leigh alive, everyone's either dead or, I guess, something. Loki's not anywhere to be seen, probably scheming something up, we'll see. But, well... Fjorm's still with us, everyone else is happy, Ilger and Reed are still alive, everything seems to be just fine and dandy. Until Book 3, whenever that is. So Book 2 is coming to an end, and with it, well, we have a lot of things to discuss. Chances are you already know what's coming, but for those who don't, the next banner is going to be a big one. It's going to be something quite unusual, because we haven't seen it before, but chances are you may have seen the leaks, you may have seen the data mines. I'm just going to talk about it fully now. So, yeah, chances are you've seen the next bonus units for the arena. That is something that the data miners have pulled out quite a bit, made a really nice chart, as you can see here. And there are 3 characters that you may have noticed are listed here, but, weird. So, we have arena bonus units for those 3? But yes, if you haven't already looked in your catalog, you may have noticed that you also have silhouettes for all of these characters, which means that the next banner will most definitely be Muspel related, so there you go. But I think it would be more fun to look at the characters because they've all been given updates, updated stats, given new abilities, and, their weapons are also quite insane if they're getting them as well, so... Are you guys ready? Let's just take a look at Leigh, since she kind of was given her own stat line as well. Everyone has new things to be excited about, but Leigh, look at her stats, okay? 37 attack. That's one thing that I want to touch upon because with her weapon, it already grants plus 3 more attacks, so naturally she has 40, which is pretty high. 39 HP, 31 speed, 34 defense, and 22 res. Makes out a fairly balanced stat page, honestly. She's okay. She's not, she's not the most amazing speedy sword unit like some of those big names out there, but it really doesn't matter when you look at the fact that her... just looking at her weapon. So, this is something I feared would happen eventually. We'd finally get what I was wondering would actually happen if it was actually going to be coming true, and that is a blade tome in the form of a blade. A blade, if you would. Not a Beyblade, those are tops that are annoying as hell, a blade. So, any green stat that she, actually manages to get any visible stat increase will now be added to the damage for her weapon, meaning that she's going to be doing even more damage, and that's quite terrifying. We also have Fury as her A skill. Attack and Defense Link 3, which is a very odd V-skill, but still one that is welcome for her. She will be able to make great use out of that, as long as someone uses positional ability on her. And then also Odd Speed Wave, which is a new one. We have only had even Speed Wave up to this point, so that is something that is uniquely only her. Exciting. Leigh Jarm, in general, looks to be the one that I'm really excited about just based on stats. But we do have the other two characters that we need to discuss, both Leigh Jarm and Helbindi, and they both have an A skill that will probably change things around for Arena. So, just as a fair warning. Alright, so let's move into Helbindi. And Helbindi, we're going to ignore the A skill, we're going to talk about everything else first, okay? So, HP 44, Attack 35, Speed 18, Defense 35, Res 31. So, Helbindi's meant to be this buff, tanky jerk. No, I'm kidding, he's not a jerk, he's a lovable savage, I think that's what they call him in this title. Yep, savage, which, oh well. But, honestly, you really don't need the speed if you're going to be able to tank things, at least relatively well. The only problem is, you know, you're getting closer to a special proc, so it's a little bit shaky there, but I think we need to pay attention to his weapon and all the other things that he's going to be getting from this. So his weapon is basically odd spectrum, meaning that every stat gets an increase at the start of every odd turn. And in this case, it is attack, defense, speed, and res plus 4 every odd turn. And not only to him, but also to allies that are adjacent to him. He also does not need to have an ally adjacent to him to activate the skill, so therefore, he will be able to have plus 4 every odd numbered turn. Hooray! That's a little outrageous. Panic plays might hurt him a little bit, but it doesn't really matter too much. Now, he also has guard, as you can see right there. And we also have Infantry Pulse, which we have not seen in a little while. So I'm actually really glad to see Infantry Pulse back again on a different character. Maybe this time we can actually get a banner based around it. Because I'm pretty sure... I think about it, never mind. But anyways, Infantry Pulse, cool to see. And then, of course, we have to talk about the Duel skill. So we have Green Duel Infantry, which in this case only works for Green Infantry, in case you couldn't tell. And what this does is it grants plus 5 HP, but it also has a unique effect in a competitive mode like Arena. We'll take a unit that has under 170 BST, and it's basically going to up that to 170 BST when you go into an arena. So if you were to take someone like, hell, even Lewin, who is a really new mage, I think he only gets like 151 BST. If you were to give him this skill, put it on his A slot, he'll have 170 in arena, which means that you're basically getting what could be seen as an armored unit. The only problem, of course, is that when you do this, you're going to be getting more units that are showing up to equal that strength. It's a very unique ability, and a very unique passive that might change Arena quite a bit from here on out. Of course, based on what I'm seeing here, it looks like every dual skill that we're getting in that A slot is based around a certain color, and then also a certain movement type. So it's going to be a while before we see every sort of seal that we can get from this, A slot. I'm hoping eventually we'll get seals like this. Seems kind of punishing to have to use it in the A slot for those characters, but ouch. But Helbindi in total looks really fun. I like his Spectrum Axe. It's just funny. It's quite cool to see. I really hope we get to have our boy. He tried his hardest, and we don't even know if he's dead or not, so there's always hope. Next up, last but not least, we have Leigh Jarm, and Leigh Jarm, I don't know how to actually say her name, seems to be one tanky older sister, which is, fitting for a protector like her. The things that I love looking at, she has 32 attack, which is not bad for a flyer, 36 speed, and 36 defense are pretty high up there. And, of course, 17 res and 41 HP, meaning that she'll have quite a lot of health at the end of the day. But the one thing that we need to talk about is her weapon. It grants her plus 3 speed, so naturally she has 39 speed, as well as stealing the buffs, in a sense, from a unit as long as they are, if they actually happen to have any sort of buff to their attack, speed, defense, or res, she's going to be taking 50% of that and adding it to her own. So during combat, that means she's going to have a slight edge over buffed units, and it's going to be pretty interesting. We also have Chill Attack, which I was not expecting to see back either, and I'm cool with that. That means, hey, even more usage out of this. We also have, of all things, Distant Guard 3, which I guess matches her older sister dynamic, and it just makes sense in that way. So that is an ability that's only been from Legendary Lucina up until this point, so it's really great to see them all brought in like this. And, well, those are the characters that you're going to be getting this next banner, guys. At least from what I can tell, unless they manage to pull out some sort of quest that happens to give something that we, will know, we'll have to wait and see. These characters are pretty stacked. I don't expect them to be free, but you never know. Do tell me what you guys think of the Muspel trio that we're getting, and be sure to look out for the next season of Arena, because it's going to be a doozy with those new seals. Seals passives. My goodness, I am tired. Alright, nerds, catch you later. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Goodbye, Book 2, onwards to Book 3.